When did you get a sense that you were really going to, stick in construction? It sounds like you had a lot of different options there, from staying in agriculture to, you know, being out on a ranch in Montana. What really got you into construction specifically?
Yeah, when we were, well, let's see, I was probably in middle school, and when my family parted ways with our John Deere dealership, and so my father had sold that to kind of a different owner group in the area. And if that hadn't happened, I probably would have ended up going into that field or some sort of ag related thing in general. But once that happened, then I kind of switched gears and I was like, okay, well, if that's not sort of the nearest available option, what is? And then I started working for my uncle, building custom homes, and that was probably a junior. It was probably like my sophomore summer in high school, so what we'll call it 16. That's when I really, that's kind of when I figured it out, and I was pretty good at it. It wasn't difficult. It was very natural, so it just seemed like a really good fit.
And at that point, you're totally exposed to the actual operations construction side, business side, money side, paying for parts, selling houses. You have any involvement in that, or was it being a carpenter or a framer or
Definitely field. Yep. Being around it, at a family table or whatever, I heard more of those things, but I wasn't directly involved at that age with any of the larger sort of behind the scenes estimating, purchasing, business operations. I saw it again just by being involved, but I was on the crew. I was on the team. I was building houses. Yep.
And you did go to college and you studied engineering, is that right?
Yeah, it's kind of a hybrid program. It's called Construction Engineering Technology, sort of between construction
Okay.
management and civil engineering. It's kind of a middle ground. Yeah.
And did you know you were like you had the experience building custom homes with your uncle? I'm gonna go and do that. I'm gonna get this degree, and then I'm gonna go into construction. What was the mindset there?
I always knew, I shouldn't say always, but from an early age, yes, in those teen years, I understood I was good at it and I wanted to pursue it in some form or fashion. I think the college thing would just seem like the right path. At that point in our lives, it was sort of the thing that your parents, yep, go to college, do the thing, get the paper, all that stuff. And I was like, well, if I'm going to do it, let's do this program that Bozeman offered. There was no other choice. I was going to MSU. I was going to do something there, and they just happened to have this program that fit me really well. Like it really was just circumstance. And I took this program, which is, like I say, I would say just an elevated construction management program. And the courses allow you to take the engineering exam. I mean, I wasn't in a civil engineering course, but I took the exam. Therefore, I came out with the certificate to practice under a civil engineer. So it just opened another doorway for me that I thought was interesting and fun.
Yeah. Looking back, do you think that your degree is required for you to be where you're at today?
Was my degree required to be where I'm at right now? Is that what?
Like, there's a lot of listeners out there that have not gotten a college degree, and Martin and I have talked about this. It's some head trash that they have, like, oh, I'm not qualified, and I'm gonna get caught. I'm gonna get found out because I don't really know what I'm doing, or I don't have that credential.
Right.
Do you feel like that's a real, can you dispel that, or no, you agree that they probably do need a degree?
I I'm on both sides of that fence. I don't think you need it.
Mm,
What I found early on in my career is that from a very fundamental core internal level, getting a college degree taught me how to educate myself. And that is what I've applied throughout my career to get me to where I am today. So it basically taught me how to study things and how to learn in my own way. Because school itself wasn't, and fortunately, school for me was not difficult. I skied a bunch. I skipped a lot of class. I wasn't an A student. I was like, I need a C to get the paper, and that's the threshold, and that's it. That's it, and that's great. So I really enjoyed those years at college for that reason. And then the paper was just a plus. I didn't need it. I just wanted the experience. And I don't discredit anybody who doesn't have one, but I also believe that going through some sort of formal higher education really does, it teaches you how to learn. It teaches you how to
yeah.
consume things, interpret data, and understand things to get better at whatever it is you want to pursue. And that can be anything.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
learning is definitely a skill.
Alex, Yeah, it is. And Alex, you've written about that. You've made that comment that college teaches you to study. It's brilliant. I think what you pick up in civil engineering you may not need, but it certainly is information that's related to your field. And but the only caveat I put on saying it as a broad statement is it gives you the opportunity to learn how to learn,
Sure.
but it doesn't necessarily do that. And if you're on
Doesn't
the picket
guarantee it.
lines or the old-fashioned way, drunk on the couch, now being replaced by political activism, uh, then you might miss that. But it absolutely, I think it's really wise. It gives you the opportunity to learn how to learn and
Yeah.
kind of codifies it. So
Yeah, for
good
sure.
point.